Greetings, how y'all doing? Y'all know what time it is? This is another one of those bangers from Solitude Lecture. My website channel here is known as Conspiracy Going Wild. I greet y'all today. This is my first time being on YouTube for a long time. Okay, so I'm starting it out. And I like to talk about two words, especially in this time of pandemic. Okay, one of the words that is known in the pandemic, which is pretty bad, is a word called social isolation. Okay, social isolation. Okay, we know that we are social beings, right? We live in a social society, correct? So being isolated from that social form creates psychological aspects and emotional aspects that actually create the stimuli to produce death. It is the ingredients for death, just by psychological and emotional aspects. Trust me on this one. You don't have to. Do your homework. If somebody goes boom, frighten you, they can make you have a heart attack. Just like that. And guess what? Because your brain shoots them off to make you jump that quick. It's like a big burst of the thing that makes you either fight or flight, right? So, in this case, if it catch you off guard and you're surprised, it is what it's called sudden death. You can die. And your emotions are secreting so much because you're socially isolated from others. It creates a negative and it's a draining form. So you feel lethargic, you feel lazy, because you're not active. You're not doing what you was conditioned to do. You're not doing what you normally do as a labor force slave worker. We're debt slaves, all of us. It doesn't matter what color, creed, nationality, any of that. We're debt slaves. That's why the money says debt, private or public, legal tender. And the only ones that not having this stress like us are the rulers of society, because they are creating the variables for us to have sudden death by social isolation, which is attacking the neurons of yourself and also attacking the endocrinium glands of your body. So you're getting emotional spikes, electrical spikes, and that's a real sign for sudden death or accumulation of problems that you might think is a virus. Because we never think of ourselves as energy. What is a virus? Well, if you listen to Dr. Sebi, you would know there's no such thing as virus. It's a microbe. And we've been had them. Because if everything comes from a big bang, obviously you have everything in you, because you are the micro of the macro. You understand? You are the small of the big. So you actually have everything in you. Like we have all the natural elements of chemistry within our body. Okay? Now, there is a positive thing about this pandemic. It is a word. Another word. Instead of thinking of yourself as being socially isolated, right? And the bad thing about it is that some of y'all have partners, and you really don't be with your partners because you spend too much time being a debt slave, thinking about paying bills and so forth like this. So this is a very stressful moment. And believe it or not, a lot of people are dying from emotional deaths, energies or emotions. So a lot of people are not dying from a virus at all. That's called voodoo death. And if you study by a professor back in the days, if I'm not mistaken, I think his name was, let me see, was Glassy Well, in 1946 in Harvard University, they did a study. You can look it up. It's called Voodoo Death, okay? I'm not going to give it to you. I want you to look for it, okay? Now, this great word, instead of thinking of social isolation, not being around somebody, think of yourself being in solitude with yourself, getting to know yourself, getting to love yourself, getting to know your family, getting to love your family. Because solitude is a very interesting word compared to social isolation. Social isolation, and the reason why social isolation is really a psychological disorder and emotional trauma of good bags of tricks, right? Is because when you think about it, although we all claim to be social beings, we're not that social. Because we have this other thing that comes in, actually two things. One of self-preservation and one of independency. So when you put those two together, you create a barrier, right? So this barrier is like a bubble that goes around you. It's energetic. So you don't see it, but you can feel it. Like other people, when people get close to you, you say, whoa, yo, you in my zone. Back up, right? And you really, and this social isolation, you truly feel alone, even though you got people around you as well. So that really gets to people, and some people in this time has killed themselves, suicidal. Now you have another word which is so good to follow. It's called solitude. Now let me give you the camera and let me give you the board of this. Okay, so here we have is solitude. Most of y'all think of prison, so you don't understand the word. The word is broken up into two words that go so, which means sun, and alitude, which means fullness. So when you are in solitude, you are getting the fullness of your kundalini that is going up your chakra up to your 33rd, which is called the Jacob's Ladder. Now, that gives you a self-realization. You understand? It's not isolation. It's not a psychological condition. It's not darkness. It's not insanity. If you look at this, would you rather be this person or this person? See, this person can reach interdependency, self-realization, self-actualization, love of himself. You know, when you love yourself, you can love someone outside yourself because they are the reflection of the external of you. You are the projector of this person's life, okay? So with your eyes, you project this person right here. Now, this person and this person represents also life compared to this person who's represent death. This is contact isolation. This is solitude. You see the difference? They're not broken out. Actually, he's glowing. He or she is glowing. Okay? Over here, the narrative, it comes out to death. Most people can't handle themselves in social isolation because they're looking at it as if they cannot live with themselves. See, that's called internal hate. Oh, I get on that in another video. This one here is life. This one is uncomfortable with himself. These are like the gurus, the Jesus Christs, the Gandhis, the Buddhas, the Martin Luther King Jr., etc., the Nikola Teslans, you know, different people. And they go into themselves, they find themselves, they uplift themselves, you know. Over here, this person is independent, but actually codependent on other people. But in his mind and in her mind, he believes that he doesn't need nobody until they did what? Form social isolation. A lot of these people actually are alone because of their independency. Okay? So because of that independency, it creates that don't get close. Now they are hyper sexually active as well because of that independency and that social isolation. So they know, like, they're more to have unwanted babies and everything like that because they don't know themselves yet. This person here, while he's in solitude, and her in solitude, she's getting life. They represent life. So this person is growing, the kundalini's rising, semen retention, the whole nine. They're really getting to know themselves. They're loving themselves. They remember what they wanted to do when little kids, and they're doing those things, whether it be painting, drawing, whatever. They're looking inward to find the beauty and the madness of something that this person thinks is something wrong with society. So this person, although this person believes this person's in conspiracies. Conspiracy going wild, because he's like, man, you crazy, man. What you talking about? Look within yourself, and there you will find peace. This mug be like, man, where's the damn woman at? Where's the beer at? Where's the chicken at? Wherever. Where's the watermelon at? You know, compared to this person, he's like, I am one with myself. You know, this person's like, you make me sick. You know, but this person is a person who needs social aspects. He needs socialism. This person is happy with himself. He knows himself. He knows thyself. See, he doesn't need a person to make him happy, because it is happiness where it starts with you. And this is the problem. People, I thank you for this day. I hope you have a pleasant night. One more time for conspiracy going wild. Take care.